Welcome to AGL Live. I am your host, the Red Knight. What's going on to Twitch, Patreon, YouTube, wherever you're watching this video, whether you're watching it live right now on Twitch, like I see Rohan Star is right now in the chat. Yeah, what's good? Shout out to y'all. What we're going to be doing right now is basically watching all of the great Legend of Zelda, Age of Calamity, I want to say. Can't say that because that's not the name of the game, even though that's what it feels like. Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity. We're about to watch everything. We're about to watch every single thing that happened this weekend. We had a whole bunch of gameplay thanks to TGS. We got a brand new champion-specific trailer, which is very nice because now we get to see a little bit more of the champions gameplay this weekend. We also got the reveal of none other than Impa in the game playable, and she looks fantastic, so damn good. And I'll talk more about her when we get to her, but just letting you know, she looks amazing. Everything you could possibly want from Impa when it comes to her fighting style, 100% fantastic. And I'm just like, please put her in Smash. But like I said, we'll get to her. Right now, let's get into the trailer that they dropped this weekend because, I mean, this thing right here, look, the first trailer for Age of Calamity was amazing. This one, though, is even better. It's like, yo, they just keep going. It just gets me so excited for the story, and I know it's going to be great, so yeah, let's jump into this trailer right now. And look at that. That first shot right there, gets you super excited because that's the Citadel. And we knew something went down there. And now you see it all like burning on fire. Like the war is touching there. Obviously in Breath of the Wild, the bridge is broken. But now the bridge is, it's more than likely going to be broken in this game. But we're probably going to be crossing it. And then it'll probably break. That's going to be fantastic to actually experience. That's the whole thing with this game is, everything is just going to be super cool to experience because even though the whole game is spoiled because of Breath of the Wild, unless you never played Breath of the Wild, then, going from Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity to Breath of the Wild is going to be a fantastic experience. But I see you, Rohan Star, absolutely day one. This game is absolutely day one. I already got it pre-ordered. Cannot wait for it. It's my most anticipated game of the year, of the whole year, other than Doom and Ori. I would say, yeah, this is it. This is what I've been looking forward to the most to play. Damn, and I didn't even know about it like a month ago. But look at this trailer, ridiculous. You saw the three Gerudo women running right there. I wonder if one of those, you know what I'm saying, or one of the ones who get stuck, you know what I'm saying, in the on the goddamn shrine. But it won't be because it's 100 years prior. But who knows? How long do Gerudo, live? Who knows? But that would be crazy. But then it's like, damn, what, she was there 100 years just waiting there, dying? Nah. So that'll likely not be the case. But still, man, they really went off with this trailer. And I think that the, Great Deku Tree sounds fantastic. And yeah, we're going to watch this trailer again. So don't worry. We're going to have this going over and over. Because I'm going to be, just hitting specific points. I love that shot of Zelda right there. It's why I used it as one of the main shots of this video. Rohan Star asks, when did I become a Zelda fan? I never became. Nah, I can't remember. Honestly, I can't remember becoming a Mario, Zelda, Metroid, F-Zero. Like because I was playing Nintendo as a kid, so yeah, it was just there. You know what I'm saying? I can't remember actually. You know, how do I put this? I can't remember the first times. You know what I'm saying with all of these games. But anyway, getting back to this trailer. All right, what other points do I want to make? All right, that shot right there, that can be anything. That can be right before she's taken for the 100 years. Let's focus on the tapestry right there. You see Link in his crazy blue magic red hair. We still haven't seen him like that. Now, I've made multiple videos which you can watch on my YouTube channel, which is back up and running. Yeah, like I made a whole bunch of Zelda videos about Breath of the Wild 2, and I feel that the hand on Ganondorf's chest is going to be, ability that Link is going to get. Obviously, you see him obviously being consumed by it in the Breath of the Wild 2 little teaser trailer. But I think that's going to be the missing piece to the puzzle of why, when 100 years prior, well, this game basically, why they fail here in Age of Calamity, and why even though Link beat, Ganon, the big Calamity beast, even though he beat him, defeated him, in Breath of the Wild. Obviously, it's not all over, and the reason why I think is because they didn't have whatever ability the hero had 10,000 years prior, which you see in that tapestry. Now, I was thinking that it might be the little R2D2 looking guardian angel is what I call him, guardian angel, the little guardian that might give Link that ability. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Who really knows? But I think that's going to be an ability that we're not going to even see touched on. Maybe actually they might touch on it, but then it's not something that's not going to really be utilized until the sequel, Breath of the Wild, 2, whatever it's called. So yeah, man, like look at that shot right there of all of them walking in, so damn good. That right there, that war, everything burning, Hyrule burning is insane, and we saw that before. And look at Impa looking so beautiful right there. It's just crazy. And they keep bringing focus to that that tapestry, however the hell you say it. They keep bringing focus to it, right? But the thing is, and look, let's jump into gameplay right now, matter of fact, because we got a lot of gameplay this weekend. Yeah, they keep touching on it, but I'm like, what actually happened there wasn't 100 years prior to Breath of the Wild. That was 10,000 years. You know what I'm saying? So really, it's like, why do y'all keep touching on that? And I think it's like because they're gonna tease it more. Breath of the Wild teased that battle. This game is gonna tease that battle in the sense that a lot of people keep mixing that up, thinking like, oh yeah, that tapestry is gonna come to life in Age of Calamity, when that is not the case. That's gonna be in a future game. You know what I mean? Which it'll be Breath of the Wild 2, or likely never at all. But I do think they're gonna touch on that Breath of the Wild, because they keep in the sequel, because they keep just hinting at it and showing things about it, like a lot of details in that damn art, and they didn't do that by mistake. They did it on purpose. Look at this gameplay, yo. Insane. I love the way Link is super strong. I love the way the towers here are lit, and you can find these areas in Breath of the Wild. Now, obviously, it's not going to be the same map, the whole same size. Like, that's not going to happen. And we shouldn't be expecting that. This is a Hyrule Warriors game, at the end of the day. It's still a Warriors game, even though it's very much canon, very much a real Zelda game. Even Hyrule Warriors, the original was. It was just, fan fiction. This is not. And damn it, look at the world around it. It shows. Like, it's so good. And then Link got all his abilities. Like, he can just, a shield surf into enemies, shoot his bow and arrows just like that. Like, that's insane. Like, the shield surfing. The fact that that's something you can attack with now, I'm like, can we get that in Breath of the Wild 2? Can we get that in the sequel? And, a lot of people keep talking about this game being a part of a trilogy. And I don't think this is going to be a trilogy. I think this is going to go way deeper than that. I think it's going to be a lot more expansive. You know what I'm saying? Like, multiple games. Like, this is the perfect Zelda art style, world, everything. Like, characters. The first one with voice acting. This is the perfect Zelda game to continue to, flesh out, and grow before we finally move on. So that the day that we do move on, maybe like, I don't know, let's say 5 years from now, or maybe 10 years from now, we move on from this art style, this story, this incarnation of Link and Zelda. It'll be like one for the history books. Because, I mean, we had it a little bit, but it was always so disconnected between Ocarina. Oh, look at the super. Look at the super. And I love that it's quick. And I'm sure it'll probably get leveled up more as Link gets strong and everything. But really cool. Look at this giant enemy right here. Obviously, just like Hyrule Warriors, you got to go to the map and kill the goddamn, main baddies there, so that your Hyrule guards right there will take over that area, and then you keep pushing to the next one. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. You see, like, stamina-like abilities for their, well, not abilities, stamina-like symbol for their health and all of that. Like, that's cool. They do got the, the slowdown from, the Matrix time from from Breath of the Wild in this game also, which is super cool. Like, this is crazy, man. Crazy. Like, look, this is all built right here. You know what I mean? And all of this would be just destroyed in the sequel, which is crazy. Absolutely crazy that they like the fact that this game exists like this, that they built a Hyrule that was destroyed. We played that 3 years ago. Spent hundreds of hours in it. Look at this giant one right here, which is perfectly Zelda canon, because that there's giant, big, giant pig-like bokoblins. Obviously, Ganon is a giant pig-like creature. this just looks awesome. And Breath of the Wild, that's the thing too. The art style, even though it's 3D, when I look at this game, for some reason, I see, you know, Zelda One, Link to the Past. Like I see that style, which is really cool. I mean, that's something that you want, you know, with the Zelda series. And I can't wait for this game to come out. Obviously, I'm gonna be doing a full playthrough right here. So if you do not follow me, you watching this right now, make sure to follow me right here on Twitch because it's gonna be happening here live. Look at this area, still built up. Now the area in Zelda where it's right next to Kokoriko Village, where you got all the dead guardians, basically where Link and Zelda had that last showdown with the guardians before she sent, you know, the Sheikah to basically take Link to the Shrine of Resurrection. Like that area, imagine playing that area in Age of Calamity with all the guardians there and it being an epic battle. That's likely what's gonna happen. It's gonna be crazy. Uh PG, I see you said, how you doing tonight? Yeah, man, I'm chilling, watching. Listen, I can't be happier right now. I'm watching brand new, anything Zelda. You know, brand new Zelda gameplay is gonna have me happy, basically. Yeah, I got 3D All Stars. I already did a part one playthrough. I'm gonna continue that tomorrow, actually, God willing. Today I was actually gonna play, but then I said, you know what? Let me cover all the Zelda stuff that happened. There was so much good gameplay, and little things from Breath of the Wild have carried over. Like you saw right there, he opened up chests and he got food items and stuff like that. And here we go with the little guardian angel now. It's time for the guardian angel. Uh-oh. And then it sounds just like R2D2, which is cool because it's like it's just perfect. It's exactly what you would want. Like if you're gonna take from something, it's one of the most iconic little, you know, helping characters. Let's just say that doesn't really speak. R2D2, you know what I'm saying? It's iconic. So for the little guardian angel to sound like that, perfect. Now, a lot of people are like, oh my god, you know, Impa looks like Paya. Like, yeah, I get it. She looks like her what is it, her great granddaughter or granddaughter. I'm like, it makes sense. They're, you know, from the same village. It makes perfect sense that they would have the same getup and stuff like that. But obviously, they kept it, you know, perfect for Impa's whole history. Like Impa always has super long hair. If you look at Impa right here, she has super long hair. She always has something on her face, some kind of tattoo on her face, markings on her face. Here she has the Sheikah eye, just like again her granddaughter does in Breath of the Wild. So yeah, it makes perfect sense. And then this right here is very interesting. The fact that the little guardian angels will cause those things to come up. You know what I'm saying? The towers, which is really weird. So yeah, we need backstory on this thing because if this is where we first meet it, right? And there's no prior like cinematic just for how that guardian angel landed right there. Yeah, like where did it come from? Why wasn't it there in the sequel? You know what I'm saying? Which is Breath of the Wild. Answers. We need answers. So many damn questions. And now we're about to get our first, you know, look at basically, you know, Impa fighting. But before that, we're actually, I don't like, did we pass the part where Link actually cut down the tree? We might be getting up to it, but yeah, just like you could collect food. I don't know if you could cook in the game, but clearly you're gonna be able to do something with it. You see the little guardian running around with his cute little legs, just running around, man, funny. You're gonna be able to cut down trees, which is cool. So maybe cut down the tree, make it land on a batch of enemies. You know, a lot of the little things from Breath of the Wild are still carrying over into this game, which is perfect. Now we're gonna see Link go crazy right here, and he's gonna throw a bomb and look, destroy the whole damn thing, the whole skull, stone skull, and everything. Like destroyed completely. Like what was that skull even to? It could have been a Hinox because it got two eyes and it's mad big, right? What could it have been to? Insane. I was actually playing Rohan. I was actually playing Devil May Cry earlier this year. Devil May Cry. What was the last one? 4 or 5? I want to say 4. Nah, five actually, 5. Yeah, it was fun. If you like games like Hyrule Warriors, then yeah, Bayonetta, Devil May Cry, God of War, you know, those kinds of games are definitely gonna be your thing. I'm gonna probably play Near Automata soon enough. Gonna try that out, see how that is. And eventually, when Bayonetta 3 gets announced, you know, I'll play Bayonetta 1 since I never played it outside of the intro. I played my Wii U disc, which never has even been used. So I'll do that before I get into 3. I already played 1. I mean 2. So might as well play 1. Damn, those giant bombs are insane. And yeah, during the weekend we got, I guess a mistranslation. We thought that we were gonna get uh, brand new character. Instead, what we got was brand new character. Well, brand new gameplay of a character in the game, which is one of the champions, and it's spoilers for what's coming up. Daruk, we get to see Daruk gameplay, which is perfect because if you're gonna tease each champion as we get closer to the game's release, that's who you start with. And that's not me hating on the Goron. Oh yeah, look right here, he's gonna chop down the tree. See, that's not me hating on the Goron. I just feel like that's who you would show first. We've played as a Goron in Majora's Mask before. Yeah, show him first. Uh, I honestly, even though I'm super excited the most to play with Urbosa, I wouldn't save her for last. I would actually save Rivali for last because he has flying and stuff like that. So let's see how he plays. I think he's going to be the most interesting out of all of them. Fake Falco, Rivali. Now he's not Fake Falco. He's just one of, no. Falco is a reincarnation of Rivali. That's what it is. And he's in a different universe, the Zelda universe now. This is before, space travel happened and Star Fox happened. You never know, man. You never know. Until I'm gonna be like, yo, it goes deeper than Smash. They're all linked together. Now, look at this, man. This area, you can find this area and you'll see pieces of it in Breath of the Wild and they'll be broken, just destroyed. And it's super cool. Like, right there in the middle, I swear this looks like one of the same areas where, in that little centerpiece right there, there's a Korok in Breath of the Wild. I just want to collect some Koroks. I wonder if Koroks will be in this game. Who knows? Likely, we do not know. There's a lot that we don't know yet. And even this right here, the way he uses his Sheikah Slate, and Impa threw him the Sheikah Slate, which is interesting because we see a lot of characters in the trailer using the Sheikah Slate. And who knows how that's actually going to, play into the story. Is it just going to be something where, like, man, it's a game. That's how bombs are thrown in Breath of the Wild. We just kept it going. Don't look too much into every aspect to be 100% canon and make perfect sense and stuff like that. Who knows? That's the kind of stuff that we're gonna have to wait, to find out. Bam, destroyed him. Man, I don't like this is a lot of Link gameplay, and some of it, like I jumped through it because I knew I was gonna make this video. I was like, I'm not gonna watch all of it. Like I'm gonna, just watch snippets. I ain't gonna lie, I couldn't wait. I was like, I gotta see a little bit. But yeah, this is crazy. Like those dudes throwing the hammers at Link right there. That was the first time I saw that. That was crazy. They were all lined up. How do you block that? That's what I'm wondering. Can you block it the way you can a Guardian Blast, which we will see? Oh, here we go. Impa gameplay. Now look, she actually fights just like the ball. Well, not just like, but very similar. You can tell that it's the same. It's the same art. It's the same magic ability. The same craft that the giant Sheikah monk from the end of the Breath of the Wild DLC, like he fought a lot like this, like with those little, I guess you could call them, tapestry, like little, sheets and all that. They look like little dollar bills and all that. Yeah, like he used all of these abilities, cloning himself, making multiple versions of himself. So the fact that Impa is fighting like this makes perfect sense because look, paragliding around, this is insane. She's still in the air, crazy. This is just like Naruto right here, which is insane. Oh my God. And this makes perfect sense because Impa, as you know, she's always been the fourth piece to the puzzle, just like let me not say the fourth piece. One of the main pieces of the puzzle, like the Deku Tree and stuff like that, they always play a role in the story. Impa is always important. It goes trifles of power, courage, wisdom, Impa, basically. And she's always the one who's helping Zelda, helping her tap into her abilities, and Skyward Sword, obviously, she played a giant role in that game. And again, in that series, we got to see her young, we got to see her older. That's actually my favorite looking Impa outside, for the main games, outside of what they did with her in Hyrule Warriors, the last game, the first Hyrule Warriors. And like a fire rod right here, which I don't even know how you use that, whether you could use it. It's going to be interesting to find out. Do weapons break like fire rods and stuff like that after you pick them up? Who knows? And I think this now is the newer gameplay. This right here is actually what I didn't see the most of, actually, the root gameplay. The Impa gameplay I watched pretty much a lot of. This I barely watched any. I saw basically the beginning and the ending, and that was because I was editing the damn thing. So I saw the Guardian at the end. I was like, oh, spoilers, but it didn't matter because they knew it was spoilers and they just tease it. But we'll get to that in a second. But look at Link's armor. Like this armor, this sword, everything here isn't Breath of the Wild, and like you would think like, oh, it's gonna make it like old. You know what I'm saying? It's like nothing new here, nothing surprising, but everything is surprising here. The story, the visuals, the way the characters fight, all of them fighting together, all of like just all of it, the scenarios, the gameplay, even that, like going to that. So it like recycling stuff. That's what makes this game actually hot. It's the fact that we're seeing all of this stuff. You know what I mean? For the first time in this way. And it's like, yeah, this is not the first time we're seeing it, but it's the first time we're seeing it this way. Where things were broken before, they're fixed now. Where, you know, look right there to slow down. Where Link, you know, was maybe weaker before. Well, let's say before you know, complete the damn Breath of the Wild. Because at the end of Breath of the Wild, Link is a monster. Like if I go on any of my profiles currently, yeah, that Link definitely could fight this Link. You know, because he's basically at this power level now. But yeah, talking about the trailer real quick, there's a shot in the trailer where Rivali, back to Impa, I like the way you could jump between the two. I wonder if the game is actually co-op. I'm not sure if they said or not. There's probably translations for everything that happened at the Tokyo Game Show. Haven't seen those, but if there's co-op gameplay, that's gonna be sick. This is sick. Paragliding down. See, I saw the Impa paraglide. I didn't know Link could do it. No wonder she could paraglide. Probably every character will be able to. That'll probably be a way for you to move around fast. That was sick. And even though it looked, you know, Hyrule Warriors-esque in its animation, it was still awesome. Look at this. Using all his abilities. Holy crap. All right, maybe my Link can't beat this Link because he was electrocuting the thing, moving it around. Just look at this. Electrocuting everybody. All right, yeah, this Link could beat my Breath of the Wild Link. The 100 years prior Link is a beast. Back to Impa. And Impa's so small in the future, man. And it makes sense, you know, as you get older, that's a 100% scientific fact that we shrink. Yeah, that's crazy. Just look at pro wrestlers. They used to be mad tall when they were young, and you see them older, they mad small. That's why. Age, man. Gravity. It's always pushing us down. That's why we got to sleep like Batman in 89. Upside down. Anyway, the areas look actually kind of big, right? Like, obviously, it's not going to be Breath of the Wild big. But again, you shouldn't expect that. It's still a Warriors game. But damn, did they, like, really pay homage to the locations? Because when you look at them, you're like, oh, I know this spot from Breath of the Wild. Even though it's different. And it's supposed to be a bit different because, you know, it's 100 years. Probably, yo, she's surfing on the box. What a beast. What a beast. I'm telling you, I feel like they listen, man, we haven't seen nothing. Imagine how many characters are going to be in this game. These games are famous for having a bunch of characters. All right, so the way you use the ability, it obviously comes up like the, you know, the diamond shape of the buttons, and then you pick which ability you want right there. Makes sense. You got the wizards over here. What are they called in Breath of the Wild? Wizros or Wiz robes? Since they in robes, see what I did there? That's an old man joke. But yeah, the wizards, man, gotta love these little guys. I've only had like a problem with them like twice in Breath of the Wild, I swear. In two playthroughs of regular and master mode. It was only like one time where they actually got like you know, deep enough into fighting me where they started like raining down ice and all of that. Wait, oh, he's using the fire rod right here. Burnt them. I wonder if you could use your paraglider to, you know, glide up into the air. I know that's asking for too much, but you never know. I didn't even know the paraglider was in the damn game. I would have never expected. Now I'm wondering, like, can I get the Master Cycle? Is Epona in the game? Is any horse in the game? You know, because there's been Warriors games with horses. Now he got an ice rod. So the weapons are basically, yeah, magic. Magic, yo, I love Magic and Zelda. That was my main thing I wanted when I knew we was getting this Wii U Zelda game. I was like, man, I hope it has a whole bunch of magic. Then the Sheikah Slate was basically the answer to my, you know, my wants and my pleas. That's insane, yo. I'm like blown away by the fact of the way you could use the fire rod and everything, the ice rod. Now I'm wondering, like, other weapons in Hyrule, not in Hyrule Warriors, and actually in Breath of the Wild, if they're utilized like this, how would they work? Because that right there is like a goddamn Gears of War Hammer of Dawn. You just put it over a whole bunch of enemies and destroy them. Insane. Insane. And through all this, I'm really trying to figure out, what is the little guardian angel doing? Is he giving you abilities? What is he doing? Is, like, I don't understand. I was thinking maybe he was like a portable Sheikah slate, so that, you know, if you're not carrying the Sheikah slate, you can still create bombs and all that. That thing will create them wirelessly. But that doesn't seem to be the case, because Impa threw, you know, the Sheikah slate at you. Or maybe that is the case, and that's how Impa's using it right now as she's fighting, because she doesn't actually have a Sheikah slate on her. Huh. It depends. We got to find out. And we got to wonder, why wasn't that thing corrupted? You know, and when does it get corrupted? Does it get corrupted at the end of the game? Does it just die? What happened to it? It's weird. But anyway, I think I lost my train of thought when I was gonna say like Rivali, and I'm about to again, because I think this is where, yeah, look at this epic entrance. That right there, the way the Guardian came in right there, actually reminds me of the, and look, he's missing a leg already, 2 legs. That right there remind me of the way the Guardian originally broke the bridge in the first teaser trailer to Breath of the Wild. Like, damn, it just came in and destroyed a whole area. That's epic. Seeing they cut off right there. They knew what they were doing. Yeah, man. And keep in mind, all of this gameplay is gonna look way better. This is all from a live stream. Some of this footage I cropped and, you know, had to basically just to try to make it, like, you know, easier to view. So yeah, you can just imagine. Look at this guy right here, Daruk, and he got his protection and all of that, and he uses it in a Ocarina Time style way to go up, you know, Death Mountain. He covers himself when it starts raining a whole bunch of boulders, which is super cool. But again, I walk around here and I'm like, maybe there's gonna be a spot where there's a hot spring and you can go into and regain, you know, your health before you go to the next batch of enemies. You know, right here on the map. Who knows? Hey, look, there's a blue dot right there on the map. Actually, that could be a hot spring for, you know, and you can just always run back there and just get health, even if you don't actually have like elixirs and things like that. This is crazy. It's crazy when you think about it, and you throw everything you know about Breath of the Wild on top of it. It makes it crazy and crazy. It makes, because like the developer is like, they have so many options, so many things that they could do, so many fun things to play with, and then obviously as a story, they can go anywhere with it, anywhere, as long as you don't, you know, ruin the canon of what happens in Breath of the Wild, which they won't, because this is being done by the Zelda team, the story. So it's gonna be, you know, what they planned probably even before Breath of the Wild, when they sat there and designed the Hyrule, and it was, all right, we're gonna design this as 100 years after a great battle, and then they probably designed everything fixed, and then broke it down and was like, that's our Hyrule. So then they probably had like concept art of the complete Hyrule, and that's what Koei Tecmo used to make this game, which would be crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you think about it like that, it's so many levels to it. It's so many levels to it. Damn, damn. Oh, that's another, yeah, that's another Goron right there fighting. Or am I crazy? Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you'll probably be able to play with that. That's what I'm saying. If you could play with side characters, you know how cool that's gonna be. What if you could play with like a Yiga member who stopped being, you know, brainwashed by the Yiga clan, and he wants to help you out. So that's the way. So you can play with a Yiga member. Like, we ain't even see the Yiga clan yet here. Like, we seen them in the trailers and stuff like that, but not in gameplay. That's gonna be super fun to see and to fight. Liz Alfo's. Obviously, we've seen Stalfos. Have we? We've probably seen them in the trailers, but not in gameplay here. Obviously, there won't be a day and night cycle. I don't think there will be, but there'll probably be nighttime areas, you know, because this is a giant adventure, and you'll be fighting, you know, the style enemies there. All the bone dudes. The zombies, Zelda zombies. Look at him dodging, like, what a beast. He dodged to the left, dodged to the right, back, and then came right back in and attacked. Look at this. Destroyed. Oh, super. Boom, of course, an explosion. He could just do that right into the Dongo's mouth. And that'll be the end of that boss battle from Ocarina of Time. How does he open the chest? Did he just bang it? Was that it? Jesus. Makes sense. They always heavy-handed. Look at this, rolling through just like Majora's Mask. Just like his ancestors. Insane. Insane. Look at that. Yo. All right, back to Impa we go. Every time I say Impa, I feel like I need to correct myself. I feel like I'm saying Minna in my mind. But I hope I didn't, make that error. Look at these dudes. See what I'm saying? Every enemy type is basically there. Imagine the other guardians, from the test of strengths from inside the shrines. Like those guardians will probably be running around also, not just the big ones. And that's something else. Like if there's gonna be guardians in the sequel to Breath of the Wild, I want a bunch of them. Like more variety, different kinds. And I know we have a bunch in Breath of the Wild. Like I know we got flying ones. I know we got all kinds of ones. We got ones that are just towers, basically. Honestly, the one-eyed beams from old Zelda games. Now, when I look back at that, I say those are guardians. Just the ones that don't move around. You know what I'm saying? The still ones. I'm like, those are basically guardians now. If you know what I'm talking about, every other game got those enemies that see you and then they shoot a beam at you. You got to run around it, make it dizzy like in Wind Waker. Shoot the eye. Yeah, I think like that's basically guardian tech when you look at the guardians that are basically stationary, like on Hyrule Castle. It's crazy. That's what I love about Zelda. Everything has layers to it. You know what I'm saying? Every single aspect of everything has layers to it. From enemies, from like you could pull from anything. And this is why I'm so happy for this game because Breath of the Wild, that was a game where I felt like I always had to be defending. Like, yo, this is the Zelda game with the best story. With the best story, with the best story. Is it the best told story? No. If we're gonna do that, that's Wind Waker and Skyward Sword. And Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess, but Skyward Sword really did really well with telling the story, cinematics and everything, and Wind Waker did too. I put those at the top, before this game came out with Breath of the Wild. But I always said Breath of the Wild had an amazing story. Like this right here, Ocarina of Time vibes right here, going up Death Mountain. They know what they doing, man. They know what they doing to get it to feel. But yeah, no, I feel like Breath of the Wild. Look at this. This is insane. Dodging. See, I skipped ahead. I ain't see all this. I saw it. I was like, oh, they got the Ocarina of Time style. And then fast forward. I don't know what's about to happen. The hell were they doing? Just dancing around? Look at all these built up structures. This is insane. Oh yeah, well Breath of the Wild I felt it has, the most potential. I felt it had the most potential for stories because everything that happened 10,000 years prior that they alluded to, everything that happened 100 years prior to, all the champions dying, which that's cool. We're going to experience all these champions die. Like I swear in the trailer when Rivali says, now it's time for you to feel, and he names the, his giant, divine beast, like, his strength, Varuto, whichever one is his. And I'm like, yeah, I think right when he says that goddamn blue is going to turn right into that malice red or purple, whatever you want to call it. And that's when the calamity that's there is going to, attack. And that's going to be the last fight we have. Boss fights where we don't win. We're losing all of them. All of them. Even Link's. Even Zelda's last battle. If they make her actually fight, in the castle before she gets caught, where she's like, oh yeah, I have to protect everyone. If that goes right into a gameplay battle, yeah. Or if that's the ending of it, yeah, there you go. She failed. You know what I'm saying? And that's super exciting. Because the next game, there's no Zelda captured, that we know of yet. She's out and about, and then you got gameplay from her here. Then you get gameplay from her in the sequel. It would be perfect. You know what I mean? It'll just be like full circle. And that'll be awesome if she's playable in the sequel. And that goes with the story too. Like when you see all of this, it all means something for the next game, even though it's a prequel. Oh yeah, what does this mean for the next Zelda game? Like, what's exciting if you know what happens next? Yeah, we know what happens next, but we don't know what happens after next. You know what I'm saying? And that's where this game can make us even more hype for the sequel to Breath of the Wild, which is crazy. Like this is the best commercial trailer, a hype machine for the sequel to Breath of the Wild. It's not Breath of the Wild anymore. It's this, at this current juncture, which is crazy. And I hope this game sells fantastic. I hope it does really, really well for itself. For the simple fact that Zelda right now is at a point where the series is selling better than ever. Actually, I don't know how much the Link's Awakening remake did, but I'm sure it did fine because I mean, what game on Switch hasn't done fine? Hell, what game on Switch hasn't done more than fine? You know, the ones we thought were gonna do, yeah, that game will do okay for itself. They do great for themselves. The ones we think are gonna do great for themselves, they do the best they've ever done for their respective series. So yeah, I see this game doing very, very well for itself. And now, if this is the entry point for a Zelda fan, it's good because it's all canon and it's a prequel, and it'll lead you right into one of the most hardcore, Zelda games, which is Breath of the Wild. Because if you play this and you like it, you're gonna be, oh yeah, I want to know what happens next. I want to see what happens in the next game, in the sequel. Well, guess what? You don't gotta wait. It's right there for you. And then once you're done with that, you'll be right with us, waiting for the sequel. But it'll be a less of a wait for you because you basically just got into it. So yeah, this game works on multiple levels, on so many goddamn levels. It's crazy. But for me personally, the thing that I'm mostly interested in with everything Breath of the Wild, it's what I've been interested in, outside of the Zonai tribe, which I don't know if this game is going to touch on it at all. It could. It's 100 years prior, even though I feel like 10,000 years prior would have, touched on it more. Even like the Zonai is super, interesting and mysterious. You want to know what were they, all about. But to me, it's the blue glow around Link, the gold sword and the red hair and the damn tapestry. Like that's the thing that mostly has me intrigued. And I don't know if that's gonna be solved in this game, but it's gonna be solved, I feel, in the next one. So, in Breath of the Wild too. So I'm just excited for that. Here's her ability. Come on, that was Naruto right there too, everything she did. Basically. That is awesome. Like I love the way she looks in this game. I look. Is she my favorite? No, Impa design. No, but at the same time, I don't really think I have a favorite Impa design anymore because it used to be. Well, again, Hyrule Warriors was probably the best one, the original. But I will go. I like this Impa. Ocarina of Time will always be like, oh yeah, the original for many of us, because obviously we saw it in full graphics and not old lady concept art from Zelda One. So yeah, that one obviously has a special place in my heart. The damn marks on her eyes. But yeah, I like the teardrop, on Skyward Sword's Impa. So yeah, Impa Skyward Sword, I will go with as number one. Number two, I'm gonna go with Age of Calamity. When we're talking canon Impa, you know what I mean? Yeah, I gotta go with Age of Calamity. I really like the way she looks. I love everything about her from Breath of the Wild, and I love the fact that we got the old lady version of her. Now we got a young version of her, and we get to play as her. So that already puts her above all the other ones. You know what I'm saying? And again, who was number one? The one I played with before. So maybe I'm biased to that. If you let me play with the character, that'll be my favorite one. So yeah, that's my favorite. You know, Goron. That's my favorite. Rito. Rivali, because I get to play as him. Hey, you never know. There might be more playable characters again. I think there will be, because everything doesn't need to be canon. At the end of the day, Nintendo is still in the business of making, look, Apple right there. Nintendo is still in the business of making fun games, first and foremost. So the story mode could be all canon, but then they could have like that adventure mode or whatever it was called in the original Hyrule Warriors, where you just basically pick the map, like the spots, and you would try to clear them all out. They could have that, you know what I'm saying? And that'll be the main thing where you can play with a whole bunch of other characters, not mainline story. And you can get different locations from Breath of the Wild that you maybe don't visit in the mainline story. Again, this is a Warriors game. Expect a lot of content because this is what they do. And considering the fact that this was more than likely greenlit right after Warriors 1 came out and did well, or probably even before it did well, expect that they had plenty of time to develop a whole bunch of content. I would love if this game, I'm not saying it's going to have it, but I would love if this game had online play. Because playing through this and fighting, and just it's Breath of the Wild online, which is something that I feel that Onuma wanted to do the whole time anyway. He even said it himself in the original, Breath of the Wild reveal, teaser, direct. Like he talked about, breaking conventions of Zelda games and having, it not be played by itself and stuff like that. And I'm like, hey, if you didn't get to do it and achieve it because of the Wii U tech or even the Switch tech, well, now you could with this, genre, this style of game, this fight game. And I know a lot of people be like, oh yeah, I don't really like, these kinds of games. I love Breath of the Wild, but I don't like, Warriors games, so I'm not going to pick this up. And I'm like, I don't know what's not to like. What's the difference between this and Streets of Rage? Streets of Rage was one of the most fun I had this year. Oh, he got a super with a spear. Oh, that's what's up. So depending on the weapon you got, oh yeah, and a different weapon. I just realized that. So depending on the weapon you got, I guess you could do a different super. That's interesting. See what I'm saying? Layers, man. Layers. Damn, I lost my train of thought of what I was about to just say. But yeah, that's crazy. Throwing the bomb again. Damn, what was the point I was gonna make? I don't even remember. But the point is, uh, yeah, like the variety in this game, the fun, the fact that it exists like this is great. Oh yeah. I was talking about Streets of Rage. Like Streets of Rage is a beat 'em up, right? You know, left to right, old school, up and down in some sections, so you get that 3D feel to it, just like you would back on the Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis. I had mad fun with that game this year. It's getting new content, all of that good stuff. I plan to play it some more this year. You know, I love the online to it, even though it wasn't stable at all. I played it a bunch, and if they do make it more stable and all that, I'm gonna go back to it and play it a bunch. So that's a beat 'em up game. All you do is go left to right and beat stuff up, but it's still fun, you know. And I'm like, what's the difference between running around and beating stuff up and running around and shooting stuff in a Call of Duty game? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the difference? It's just enemies popping up, you shoot them. That is it. Enemies pop up here, you fight them. So to me, it's like, yeah, I don't understand why people always like to act like, oh yeah, like these games are lesser just because they're these, you know, in a sense, new version of those old school beat 'em up games. I like it. You know what I'm saying? I like this kind of experience, especially when it's characters I like. It's all about the IP because, and that's the beauty. It's like Lego, you know, of these Warriors games, these Mosul games. It's basically depending on the IP. It's how much you're gonna care about the actual game. You know that what you're gonna get when you get the game. You know it's gonna be a fun beat 'em up experience. You know it has that level of strategy in it where you have to be in multiple places at once and you know strategize. You know what you're getting. Oh, from the air. That was a different one. Oh, going up. Damn. Oh, I didn't see that. That was crazy. This is what I'm saying. Imagine the other ones he got with the sword. He has multiple. He has multiple. And that was it right there for the gameplay. All right, we're going to go back to this trailer as I basically wrap up this live stream. Point is, man, this game is a dream come true for every Zelda game, Zelda fan. I'm sure you've heard in every Age of Calamity video. If they're a Zelda fan, you heard them say, "Yo, this is a dream come true," and it is. It really is that. It's the best way to describe it. Age of Calamity is a dream come true. This is stuff that we would have always theorized when talking about Breath of the Wild or Breath of the Wild 2. We would have always been theorizing, oh yeah, you know, 100 years prior. Oh yeah, but how that happened and how did they fall and da da da. We know this happened back then, but we don't know the little details. Now we getting all the details filled in, all the blanks. We've never had that in the Zelda game. Never, ever, ever. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we loved. Well, the ones of us who did love Skyward Sword. It's why we loved it so much because it was the first story in the Zelda series. You know what I mean? And that made it super special. It was like, oh, the Lost Wings. That's where the red damn bird on, you know, the Hylian shield comes from. You never knew. Oh, look, she did the finger snap right there. You saw that? Oh man, can't wait to play as Urbosa. It's gonna be so good. Rohan, I saw you said, do I watch anime? Nope, not really, not really. I mean, a little bit, and it's always so spread. You know, years spread out. I'm not a hardcore anime watcher like that. Look, going up into the air, dropping bombs down. That's what I said. He got to be the last one. And you see right here, I feel like right here, he's saying that he's real cocky. Like, yeah, it's time to see its power, just like they did at the end of Breath of the Wild. Well, if you finished all the Divine Beasts. You know, I never finished Breath of the Wild without all the Divine Beasts complete. I don't even know how that plays out. But anyway, you know, he does that in Breath of the Wild, and then the beam comes out and goes towards the castle. I think that's what he thinks is going to happen, and it doesn't happen. And then things go bad, and that's going to be so good. You see, it looked like a beam was coming right there at the end, but missed. I think something went off. And I think that was probably him in the sky trying to shoot down at it. And it shot, but then it got corrupted. So, you know, it went kind of off aim. So damn good, man. So damn good. I cannot wait. Cannot wait. We're going to watch this trailer one more time, and then I'm going to wrap this up. This is insane. The Citadel. They knew what they were doing right here when they started with that. Started right here with Zelda. You could tell that's deep into the castle, because that's the way it looked when you at Hyrule Castle in Breath of the Wild. The sky is all red. The only time it's like that when you're not in Hyrule Castle is when obviously you get a blood moon. So yeah, crazy. And then she's like, "Oh yeah, you've grown since the last time I saw you." You see young Sidon right there, like crazy. And then, look, we saw young Sidon in flashbacks, but seeing more of it, it's crazy and it's exciting. Like I can't fake that. You know what I'm saying? That enthusiasm, it's real. Like, where the hell is the Divine Beast right there? Is it on the other side? Is it gone? What's going on? Like, you get these enemies to fight, the damn Stone Talus, like, crazy. So many enemies. And look, all the characters right there in the tapestry, they all got armor on. Crazy armor. They never have the armor on here, and they fail. They didn't have the armor on, and, the ancestors didn't have the armor on in Breath of the Wild. Now, they didn't fail, but they clearly didn't succeed, because we're getting a sequel to the game. And at the end of Breath of the Wild, Zelda says, I think she says, what is Varuda start? She says Varuda stopped working, right? One of the Divine Beasts started working. The one from the Zora's domain. So did they all shut down? Is it being corrupted again? Who knows? There's things that need answering, man. And this game isn't gonna answer all the questions. Just obviously, it's gonna just make more, questions for us and get us even more excited, like I said, for the sequel. And seeing everybody right there with the Deku Tree, brings more credence to my idea of, all these characters being sages. And go watch those other videos, man, and you'll see what I mean. Like, a lot of it, I'm not saying they're right, and I don't want them to be right, because I want the story to surprise me. I think I even say that in those videos in one of them. But if it is right, that's crazy. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, that's it for me. And for this live stream, thanks for watching. If you're excited for Hyrule Warriors, comment below in the comment section and let me know, what are you most excited about. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like the videos, because it helps the channel. And that's what we want, right? We want these platforms to grow. So make sure to follow me here on Twitch. Go over to YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe, like, and all of that. And if you want to support AGL, head over to Patreon, support there. I do a fantastic podcast. I would argue the best podcast, the most consistent podcast, the podcast that was telling you how it was going to go down this year, basically. And boy, was I right. I literally feel that this year was the best year of me doing podcasts, of you just of content creating and just being on the money. Man, this year was a good year of content creation on Patreon. So yeah, do that also if you want. Now, that is it for me. Until the next one, stay active. Peace.